The Hesston 140 lawn mower machine. I'm trying to remember what their official name was for it. The Mrs. Oliver guy got this for me years ago. I think it was as an anniversary present. We're going to say that. And I tinkered with it some and then kind of parked it in a corner in another building and hadn't done much with it in a long time and saw it sitting there and I'm like, I need to get this thing going. I've got a mower deck that mounts off the front. You can see the name better. Mower deck that goes on the front and a snow blower that goes on the front. Here's your belt that drives them. I'm sure there's supposed to be a shield there. I thought it was cool, so she took it upon herself to buy it. So that's pretty awesome. But first thing doing is cleaning up the gas tank. It was nasty. Last time I played with it, got gas to the car, but it had a real weak spark. Wasn't getting it to fire. Thought I'd give another crack at it. First thing I'm gonna do is clean the tank. Here's the gas tank, and to clean that, I'm using Electrolysis rust removal. I've done that in another video. Put a link up here. And works pretty nice for cleaning out a tank, in my opinion. Because you don't have to necessarily strip the whole tank. I've had this going overnight, and here's I believe that's the anode. But I put a plastic cap on the bottom end so it doesn't short out directly against the tank, and put electrical tape on here up at the top where it would touch the opening so it doesn't short out there and give a direct short, and let her go overnight. So let's go dump her out and see how it looks in there. Flush it out. It was nasty before. Nasty. I pre-flushed it some with lacquer thinner, and that did get a lot of crap out, but it still was pretty nasty in there. She was foaming up pretty good at first when I hooked it up. Now she's only drawing about an amp. Let's clean her up. I took the sediment bowl off the bottom because that's aluminum, and I don't think it would have survived the process. Ooh, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. I put some more water in it. Flush it out again. It's a lot cleaner that time. Not sure how well I can shine that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, bare metal. Come on. There, now you can see it. Well, I need to be working on the combine, getting that ready for wheat. So I guess I'm gonna give this a second round of cleaning just to get a little bit more out of there. It's pretty clean, but some of the farther areas look, I don't know, there's just a little bit of surface rust. But it definitely cleans stuff up. So I am using sodium hydroxide, which is just lye. It don't take much on a container this small. And then just fill the rest of the way up with regular old tap water. Looks like that's about 1.5 gallon tank. Got my electrode again. The sacrificial part, I ran it on the wire wheel to get the rust off from it. It will rust up during the process. So put that in there. Positive gets hooked to the sacrificial metal. Negative gets hooked to the part you want clean. And turn on the charger. Let the magic happen. Yep, she's fizzing already. Last night when I filled it up the first time, before I even got the electrode and the charger hooked up and all that stuff, the lye was working against that nasty old gas. So shoot, that's probably a good way to clean them even without hooking up the power. some lye and water, shake it around. Just be careful, that stuff's pretty caustic. But I am going to let this go for a while and go work on the combine. Well, I took the carburetor apart for that Hesston 140, and remarkably it was quite clean. Apparently must have gotten that part right, so I'm gonna do just a little clean down on it, final clean down, and put it back together. I blew through all the passages, everything was getting air through good. So if I can just get this baby back together. Most of these updraft carburetors are built pretty similar. Hooked on there. Drop the needle in, get the float in place. There's the pin. I would have filmed this, taken this apart, but I didn't have the GoPro out here and just had a few minutes to kill and didn't want to start some other project, so I thought, well, I'll spend a few minutes on this. So I don't know what the clearance is. This is a Briggs & Stratton cast iron 14 horse, so I'm just going to leave it where it is and assume it was right. I just want to make sure the passages were all clear for this point. I get it running and running halfway decent and stuff works, then maybe I'll tear the carb apart and really do it right. But right now I'm keeping it at the this doesn't cost money level of service. Let's see, where'd it go? There's a hole over here somewhere. There it is. I probably should have put that back in before I put the top back on. The idle mixture. Not that it's hard to get in there, but putting a screwdriver to it with this air cleaner thrown away is... And I messed up taking it apart. I should have counted the number of screws or turns it took to turn the screws all the way in, and then backed them off to that for initial adjustments. So I'm going to start with a 1 turn on the idle screw. Let's see. Another thing I found interesting, and that's soaking in here. The load jet actually goes up into the top body of the carburetor, so you can't pull the top off until you pull the load jet out. First time I've run into a carburetor quite like that. But there's holes halfway up, so gas comes in the bottom, and then the vacuum, as the air comes through, and through the venturi, that creates a low pressure point, and that sucks the gas out of those holes, and it mixes together, goes into the engine. There we go. And I actually didn't mess with this, so I guess I can put this back in. I just screwed the main body. This is the load jet. So hopefully that's somewhere close to right. Far enough. Thought it felt like it bottomed out. Nope. Oh. Well, well, I didn't have that in far enough. There. I think that's better. Yeah, it's down past the hole. There's a hole down in there that the gas comes through. And then it has to get by this needle, which fits in there. And so, depending on how much the needle is screwed in and out, that controls how much gas can get through, and that's how you adjust the mixture. So, carburetor's ready to go back on. Fuel tank is cleaned up. Still need to get the sediment bowl back on the bottom. Had to clean that up, and of course the gasket got ruined in the process of cleaning because the glass bowl was stuck to it pretty hard. No, that's over on the other bench. So I'm gonna make myself a new gasket. This is just an old inner tube. They're kind of handy to keep one or two around just for stuff like this. And I don't remember which way it faced, so we'll just snug her up and I can finish tightening up once it's back on the mower. Oops. Guess I didn't know my own strength. Okay, before I put the carburetor back on, I've never worked on one of these, but wires go into this cover here that is probably right by the cam, so I'm guessing there's some kind of ignition points in there that could be dirty. So we're gonna pop her open and check that out. Well, it's easy to get to. Oh, dirty, nasty. Yeah, that might be why it wasn't sparking too good the last time. That condenser don't look none too hot. Let's see if I roll it over by hand. Do the points even open? Let's go that way. Feels like she's got compression. Oh, yep, building it, building it. Hope I'm turning it the right way. From that little fan, I would say I am. Yeah, I'm getting no movement out of them points. That might have been my problem before. Well, let's take this cover out of the way. There, we can really position things a little so I can get in here. Short wire for that condenser. Might be a good thing I'm recording now. Okay, that's just that wire that comes from, or goes to, I'm guessing, the magneto. And then I bet probably this top screw that I was first turned on, there's a jam nut in there. I bet that's how you adjust the points, is run that screw in or out. It looks like that screw and this other screw and the screw that holds the, well, let's try taking this one off. See, that loosens them up. See how nasty these are. We'll clean it up enough to get it running. Or if I need to, yep, I'm gonna have to loosen this jam nut here. That looks like it's seated in there, but okay, that looks like a 3/8. It is. Loosen the jam nut. And then I'm betting I can back the screw out. That's got that loose. Is there another jam nut or is it just crusty? We're gonna go with crusty. It's coming out of the block, which is what we want. there should be a pin that goes off the camshaft to make that open and close. And there it is. Yeah, I'd say it got moisture in it at some point. Here's the pin. That don't come quite all the way out, but get some emery cloth or something and clean that baby up. Let's just run it over by hand to see if I can get it to move. That's backwards, but yeah, she's definitely got compression or bad spot. Okay, it's getting hard. Oh, I can see it move just a little. I thought I did. Plate here or something with that seal in it. Yeah, let's get her cleaned up. Okay, I'm building compression again, and I can see it move. She ain't much, but it's only got to open it. I don't know, tractor, or the Oliver tractors are 20 thousandths on the point gap. That's probably what I'm going to shoot for here, but it might be less before it's all said and done. Hopefully the condenser is good, because it's got a unique mount. We'll throw her back together and see if we can't make some sparks out of it. Run my point file there, clean the contacts up. There, I see a gap. Get you down in there. Right in there. Let's check the oil. Ooh, yep, she's got oil. Oh, I bet I topped it off when I worked on it last, and it's leaning this way because of the flat tires. Looks like a new plug. I bet I bought one of those too when I was messing with it last. I never did get it to run. Like I say, the spark was weak and kind of gave up on it. And put it in the back corner, and there she sat for who knows how many years. But all right, I guess I'll throw a battery in it and spin it over. See if we can make some spark before we put the gas tank back on. Got engine oil, got transmission, hydrostat oil, got a battery kind of setting in there. So I think we're to the point of spinning it over. Say a carburetor ain't on yet, so it ain't gonna start up. Let's see if I've got spark. Let's. Yeah! Sparky, sparky, sparky. Was it that way, or was it that way? All right, let's see how good my sediment gasket is. It's not good enough. Dang it. It's a little too far from the edge. Guess I'll make a new one. Another new one. Okay, new gasket made. I found a good pair of scissors. And boy, there we go. That's a better sign. The gas ain't filling the bowl up too fast. Nothing running down. There, I think that one's sealing up. Time to try her out. Let's give it some choke, a little bit of throttle. That sounds like fire. I think she fired once there. Oh, I see gas creeping into the carb. The oil and sealing. So she's probably flooding. Yep. Well, dang it. We'll try her without the choke. Gas is off. Choke is off. Let's try her again. Nothing, honey. Let me adjust this little screw. If this don't work, maybe we'll put a little gas down the carburetor. Let's see if that encourages it. Sweet. Every mouse nest under the sun was in there. Now let's try it with the gas on. So yeah, a little rich. Come on. That's weird. I might have to take that carburetor back apart and see if there's some passages blocked or something. Come on. Well, they weren't too bad, but then they felt loose. So I cleaned them again and put them at 15 thousandths this time. We'll try that. We were doing so good. throttle. Give her a lot of throttle. Give her a little choke. After all these years, I shut the gas off to let it run out of gas, and there, it ran out of gas. Awesome. Well, now that I know it runs and moves, I can willing to put more into it, like tires. I think that back tire, the valve stem is rotted off. Front one's the same way. I'm not sure if I can rescue the tire or not, but I've got another tire around, so shouldn't take too much work. But we will save that for the next installment, and we'll call this good. I got to find an air filter for it, and probably dial it in a little better once I run it more, and kind of go from there. But I appreciate everybody watching as always. It's pretty cool to get it running after all this time. I'm geeked. So we will see you in the next one.